Bak Kut Teh, a delicious pork rib soup that is just so good. Tender pork ribs cooked in a rich broth. It's so simple, but the flavors are so complex. Hey everyone, I'm Flo. Dude is behind the camera, and that was Kaya sitting on the chair. We're all about simple food, a simple faith, and today we are making Bak Kut Teh. You may be wondering, what on earth is that? It is a Malaysian pork rib soup that is quite popular in Malaysia and Singapore. And depending on the region, the ingredients are completely different. Bak Kut Teh in Cantonese is yok quat cha, which literally translates into meat bone tea. What we find in Malaysia is that the broth is simmered with a whole bunch of Chinese herbs. And since I am not a huge fan of those herbs, neither is Dude, we decided to go with a more simple version of this particular soup that I guess leans more towards the Singaporean style. I have about 3 pounds of pork ribs, and they're just back ribs that have been cut into smaller portions. And I've already blanched them in a pot of boiling water for 10 minutes. That just gets rid of the impurities that are in the bone, etc. And we're going to just put that all in the Instant Pot. I'm using the Instant Pot today because it's just faster to cook this. After parboiling the bones, make sure to rinse them under cold water and scrub where the bones are cut so that you can get rid of all the scum and impurities. What do you think, Kaya? Not too stinky, huh? I have 8 fresh shiitake mushrooms. You can also use dried. Dried mushrooms will give you a stronger flavor. Taking off the stems, I'm just going to cut them in half. In case you didn't know, Dude is actually from Malaysia. He has lots of family still there. And we went to Malaysia, I think, in 2002. And that was the first time I ever had Bak Kut Teh. Had no idea what it was before then. Okay, I'm going to toss these in to the pot as well. And I have a whole bulb of garlic. I'm just going to cut down the middle, if I can. So much for that. I'm such a clumsy person.
That's okay, you get it done without any lost digits.
Yes. All right, I'm just going to toss all of this into the pot as well. I have 2 tablespoons of whole white peppercorn and 1 tablespoon of black peppercorn. And I'm just going to crack them. So if you have a mortar pestle, it would be really easy to just crush them a little bit, but since I don't have one, I am just going to use a mallet. I'm just going to crack them a little bit. So I have these little disposable tea bags. I think I picked them up at a Japanese dollar store, whatever, for like $1. And I'm just going to put the peppercorn in there so that it will still release all the flavors into the soup, but I don't have to fish out peppercorn. Just going to pour them in here. Okay, I'm also going to add 2 star anise. I'm just going to put them in the bag as well. And I have 5 cloves. As I mentioned, in Malaysia, just fold up this bag. In Malaysia, the Bak Kut Teh has a lot of Chinese herbal roots and things like that that go into the soup. So it is a medicinal soup, but I'm not going to go to the Chinese herbalist and try to find all these random bits and pieces for this soup. So if you want a more authentic Malaysian flavored Bak Kut Teh. There are little packets that you can buy in the Asian market that already has like all those ingredients ready to go, and you just dump it into your soup. But like I said, Dude and I aren't a huge fan of those particular flavors, so we're just going to use what I think will make a really tasty soup. Putting that in there as well, and 1 cinnamon stick. We're just going to cover this with water. Just measuring it out for you guys so that I can tell you exactly how much water I'm putting in. I think it's going to be 6 cups. I want to add just enough water so that everything is covered. Okay, make sure that the packet is in there. All right. You know, we are making this for the very first time, so hopefully it will turn out as I imagined. Okay, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, just regular soy. And 1 tablespoon of dark soy. And if you don't have dark soy, you can just add another tablespoon of regular soy. 1 teaspoon of sugar. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, we're going to put on the lid, locking it into place. Ensure the sealing knob is on sealing. And we're going to cook this on high pressure for 20 minutes. And we want the meat to be just tender, not completely fall off the bone. So I'm hoping 20 minutes is going to do just that. And for the soup to be super flavorful. See you in a bit. So it took about 18 minutes to come up to pressure, 20 minutes to cook, and then about 3 minutes to come down from pressure after I quick released. And oh my goodness, it smells so good in here right now, guys.
There's some awesome aroma going on there.
Look at how rich that color is. I'm gonna put the saute mode on just to heat it up because I need to cook the gnocchi mushroom. And gnocchi mushroom comes in a package like this. There's some dirt that is still attached to the bottom. So all you do is just cut that off and separate them. I give it a quick rinse at the bottom underwater, and then just separate it into little bundles before I put them into the soup. I also chopped up some green onions and some cilantro for garnish. And I'm just gonna pop these in there now. It's already simmering a little bit. Okay, while I'm here, I'm just gonna fish out my package of spices.
Oh,
See, isn't that easy?
Yeah.
You don't have to bite into or pick out bits of black pepper. All right, I'm just gonna heat these through a little bit. Okay, while the gnocchi mushroom is cooking through, I'm just gonna taste it and see if we need to add more seasoning. I'm not gonna burn myself.
That's my department.
It's really tasty. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. So maybe, let's see, maybe another half a teaspoon or so. And you can always adjust it from there.
You can always add, but you can't take away.
That's right. All right, the mushroom is cooked through now. You know, what's interesting is that my son, who dislikes mushrooms, will eat the gnocchi mushroom. Okay, turning off the simmering. And we're going to put this in a bowl. Oh my goodness, it smells and tastes really good, guys. Total comfort food. Okay, adding some green onions. I have some roughly chopped cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, just leave it out. Are you all ready for?
Yes. Wow, so good. Hello, fellow Malaysian. Dude is back again one more time. Having
Uncle Dude.
No, there's only one uncle. Back with another Malaysian dish, Bak Kut Teh. Let's get into this dish. Some meat, some enoki, and that broth, that soup. Let's try some of that soup first without burning the lips because it'll be very painful. Without those medicinal ingredients, it's very reminiscent. I haven't had it in a long time. Some of that rib. Oh, very tender. The fat that's in there is nicely cooked, nicely rendered. Not blobby. And more importantly for us is that the meat is tender. There is a slight tug to the meat, just like when Flo does, like say barbecue ribs for instance. Fall off the bone doesn't mean that it's good, in my opinion. Let's get some more of that broth. Oh yeah, this is gonna go nicely with the rice.
Awesome, thanks, dude.
Welcome.
You know, guys, all of my recipes are super simple because I'm not a professional chef. I just want great flavors at home. And if I can do it, you can totally do this. For more simple Asian recipes, check it out. I will see you over there.